Confession time. Empaths aren't nice, they're nuclear. The moment an empath stops people-pleasing and starts seeing the truth, the world doesn't get quieter, it gets honest. Jung had a word for that glow-up: individuation. Translation: you stop being everyone's emotional customer service line and become the CEO of your mind. Before we detonate gently, picture this. You're on the couch after a day of smiling through storms, nodding like a bobblehead while your soul files an HR complaint. Then, no drum roll, no lightning. Your brain whispers, "What if I stopped?" That is the first brick through the window of the old you. Buckle up. 1. The energy reversal. Your energy has been running a charity with no board oversight. Today, the audit arrives. Instead of pouring out to anyone with a pulse and a problem, your energy pools back to you like a tide changing direction. You notice coffee with chaos people no longer wipes you out. Their storm stays their storm. Boundary guilt? Unsubscribed. Jung would call this the turn inward. Eyes off the crowd, eyes on the compass. If number 1 is the tide turning, number 2 is the mask slipping and hitting the floor like fine china. 2. The mask crash, RIP persona. You used to perform agreeable like it paid overtime. Now your mouth says what your mind actually thinks. You prefer leaving early to soldiering on, and you no longer cosplay as infinite energy. Some folks addicted to your compliance will try a guilt revival tour. They're not mad you've changed. They're mad their free upgrades expired. Want to see in 4K? Up next is the part where your vision upgrades and the fog politely exits. 3. Projection recall, eyeglasses for reality. Old pattern, seeing your own depth in people who barely have a shallow end. New pattern, nope. You stop romanticizing potential and start recognizing patterns. He's just misunderstood gets replaced with, he's very clearly understood. That irritation you feel around selfishness? It's your unused self-interest knocking. Let it in, and once reality comes into focus, meet your new religion: sacred boundaries. 4. Sacred selfishness, boundaries without the apology tour. Selfishness isn't me first always. It's me included finally. You say no without a TED Talk. You stop renting your nervous system as public storage. People who benefited from your blur will call your clarity cold. Cool story. Boundary haters were using the free buffet. Of course they're upset it's closed, wondering what happens after boundaries. Something wild. The guilt evaporates without a wellness retreat. 5. Guilt. Evicted. You used to apologize for existing. Now you apologize for one thing: how long you waited. That heavy automatic guilt. I'm taking up space, I'm disappointing people. Turns out to be other people's expectations squatting in your psyche. Serve notice. The human you are does not require permission slips. Now that your spine is online, you're ready for the most terrifying upgrade. Authenticity that doesn't ask for a hall pass. 6. Authenticity greater than approval. Yes, it's expensive and worth it. You stop performing emotions you don't feel. You stop laughing to lubricate other people's comfort. You stop co-signing opinions just to keep the peace. Some connections get louder, others go silent. That's not loss. That's sorting. The right people don't need your mask. They want your face. And guess what the real you does first? It turns your healing superpower inward. 7. The wounded healer flips the script. Old you, how do I fix everyone else? New you, what do I need right now? Shocking plot twist. Your needs matter more than the optics of being kind. You feed your inner child before feeding the village. Your cup was a decorative thimble, now it's a reservoir. You give from overflow or not at all. With your oxygen mask finally on, you're ready for the rare magic trick: compassion without emotional theft. 8. Bounded compassion. Feel with, don't feel for. You still care. You just don't carry. You can sit beside someone in pain without auditioning to be their pancreas. Your empathy learns judo: redirect, don't absorb. This is the grown-up version of love. Presence without possession, care without collapse. Great news, your body got the memo too. Watch what happens when you stop being the town's emotional landfill. 9. The body says thank you and the social circle says yikes. Frequent flyer miles in anxiety, chronic tension, mysterious fatigue. Turns out your nervous system wasn't designed to compost everyone's chaos. When you stop, your sleep deepens, your jaw unclenches, your digestion forgives you. But there's a side effect, the great relationship purge. Connections built on your self-abandonment flicker out. Let them. Real ones recalibrate, users relocate. And after the purge comes the plot twist Jung loved. Loneliness upgrades to solitude. 10. Solitude versus loneliness, and the return as a whole person. Loneliness is the ache of being away from others. Solitude is the joy of being at home in yourself. In the quiet, you hear your own signal without interference. Eventually, you re-enter the world not as its emotional employee, but as a partner who chooses where to invest. You help when inspired, not when guilty. You engage for connection, not for permission. That's not withdrawal, it's conscious participation. Bonus pack. The empath's code, aka settings you toggle and never turn off. Feel everything, absorb nothing. Give from overflow, never from depletion. Love others without losing yourself. Help when inspired, not when pressured. Trust your inner compass over the crowd's weather report. Think that's selfish? Let's philosophize for 30 seconds. Healthy versus unhealthy selfishness. Unhealthy selfishness hoards. Healthy selfishness hosts. It hosts your life so you can actually show up to it. Walls defend fear, boundaries define truth. One keeps love out, the other lets love in, without letting you disappear. The Inner Marriage, a Jungian love story starring you. You integrate the assertive with the receptive, the yes with the no. That inner balance stops the endless search for someone to complete you. You're already running the full operating system. Soft and strong are no longer opposites. They're teammates. The arsenal you unlock, superpowers formerly trapped under be nice. Intuition with teeth, seeing patterns without inventing potential. Creativity on tap. Energy returns when you stop subsidizing chaos. Relationships that reciprocate. Your authenticity is a filter and a magnet. The spiral, not the ladder. You'll revisit old lessons at new depths. That isn't failure, it's version updates. Each boundary kept trains the next one. Each honest no makes room for a truer yes. Growth isn't a straight line, it's a spiral staircase with better views every turn. The lighthouse model of help. You're done chasing ships in the dark. You become a light, visible, steady, unmoving. Those ready to navigate by truth will. Those who want rescue will call you cold. That's projection talking. Smile, wave, stay steady. So what actually happens when the empath stops pleasing and starts seeing? They stop being edible. Systems that feed on endless giving lose their free buffet. The empath doesn't become mean. They become sovereign. They don't lose compassion. They finally include themselves in it. They don't stop loving people. They stop abandoning the person they are to be loved. Call to action that doesn't feel like a hostage note. If this flipped a switch, do two things. First, drop "I see me now" in the comments, so your future self has a receipt. Second, subscribe if you want more high-voltage psychology and philosophy delivered without fluff. Next episode, Projection Detox. How to stop seeing your shadow on everyone else, and what to do when they see theirs on you. Bring a mirror. We're going spelunking in the unconscious. And if someone just popped into your mind while watching this, that's your intuition doing finger guns. Boundaries at dawn.